Hey everyone, come and welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, please subscribe to my channel. Well, first I just want to say pole sana. I'm so sorry because I'm recording outside and I'm not sure kuna barabara hivi, so there's highway over there, so there's noise because of the highway. And then the next thing is nature. So let's start over here. I want to share. I'm doing a continuation of me living here in America. So last time I stopped after the Mefika huko. So yeah, I'm going to start from there. So arriving here, let me tell you, niligongwa na what we call culture shock. Like then and there, like immediately in this yeah, culture shock. Iligonga ile mbaya mbovu. Cause it's summer. Summer over here ni ile time ya kujibamba. You see people kwa pools, people are walking around in the evening, late at night. So my host, who is my, let me not yet mention that. So my host, normally he's self-employed, and Nadil, he flips the houses. Really, like you buy, you renovate, and then you sell it, like that kind of a thing. Plus maybe other businesses are chini hapa in pale. So when I arrived, it's summertime and it's hot, especially during the day. So most of the time during the day he was sleeping and working at night, or late around in the evening, or early in the morning and in the evening, depending on whatever he chooses to. So that means most of the time at night we were driving, either buying food, going to buy food, or coming or going to the store to buy the supplies that we need for the renovation, or we're just moving up and down. And I'm telling you, in the process of moving up and down, I was seeing young girls. And when I'm saying girls, because they are not yet ladies. Yeah, you know, depending on how you define a lady, they are not yet ladies. These are girls that are still in high school, and probably some even in primary school. Like over here they call it elementary school, and some in junior high school or senior high school, senior high scholars. Yeah. First is how people they wear. So you see mtu amevaa hook top or bra, I can say it's not even a tank top, ni bra, like ni mimi tu na bra yangu, and the booty shorts. But now the booty short, still a booty short. I remember there was a time to in the store, and butt cheeks zote ziko nje. Like literally when I say butt cheeks, it's like imepita hapa, like here. So you can't even call that a booty short. It doesn't even, title a booty short doesn't even fit it. I think it's like an underwear that nako kwa store. She was in Walmart, and I was like, oh wow. So that was it. And then the next, so that was so ilikuwa tu na gongo na wao. When I'm doing my own thing, you are seeing. Oh, okay. So dressing, and it's not just girl, even all people. Yeah, all the women. Another thing I saw, it's like smoking. Back home, if I ever seen like that's back in Kenya, kama nimewaiona a lady smoking, I think I saw one. She was a schoolmate. I remember we went somewhere with her, and kidogo she's there with her cigars smoking. I was like, oh wow, you smoking? Yeah. So here I was seeing everywhere. Like when we are going to the drive-through to buy food, you see people smoking. Yeah, women. And when I'm saying people, it's women. I'm not even referring to men. I'm talking about women smoking. Later at night, I'm walking, seeing young girls walking, and these young girls, he was calling them baby pushers. Most of them, they're like less than 20, probably around 15, 16. And they have the babies they are pushing, and he used to say most of them, those babies, they are theirs. It's like here prostitution, it's so high and so rampant, like especially with the young girls. Even though it weighs you on, like you think that because you're in US, it's a developed country, you don't expect prostitution to be very high like that. Another thing, Liligongwa, is, you see, we have that mentality back at home that you don't see people borrowing money. You think that you won't see beggars here. Nakwambia beggars, there are so many. There are so many, like everywhere. I remember near where we were staying, there was a bus stop there, and there was a man. He's well dressed, akosawa sana, a young man, and he always stand there saying, asking for some change. Hey, would you spare some change? I'm trying to catch up a bus, but I don't have enough. Would you spare some change for me? Yeah, that's how they borrow. Some, they stand along the highways, the road, mostly not highways, hizi tu barabara za kawaida, so that they can borrow. And these people, they are borrowing not because they don't have money. Some, it's because it's their career. And you see, we back at home, we have this mentality that in US people don't borrow. Some, they have made it their career, they are borrowing. And this is a land, I can say this is a blessed land. This is a new country that is so blessed. The government here, it helps people like so much. So you seeing such things, yeah. Another thing, the use of drugs. That one, I'm not even going to talk so much about it, because now whatever that I'm doing right now, the kind of the work I'm working right now, most of the time I deal like 90, let's say 98 or 9, probably from 95 to 99% of the people that I deal with on a daily basis at work, they are drug users. So it's a topic for later. But I was shocked seeing how people use drugs here. Like, it's so rampant. Like, and women, I was seeing people like some people coming like buying drugs, buying like every day. Somebody is seeing somebody going somewhere buying drugs, like in a single day, mtu anaenda kwa mtu like 6 to 10 times just to buy. And when I say drugs, they use the pills. I don't even remember the name of the pills. They use coke, kuna cracked. I think cracked nini. I think they say it's cooked or something. I don't know. It has gone an extra process. They use marijuana. That's marijuana. They use heroin. They use all kind of drugs and sniffing na ladies. And I'm finding these people, they are working, and I'm wondering, because I don't know how they use. Because I remember in my 3 or 4 jobs that I've been doing, or zile interviews zenye nimeenda, I'm like, they always do a drug test. So I'm like, they do a drug test, people are working and they're using. Some of them, they are nurses and they're using drugs. Like, I'm like, kwani, how are they employed, or what do they do so that E-level drugs don't show in their system? Yeah, so that was another thing. The other thing that really shocked me is gender identity, sexuality, let me say, if I may say it. Here, I remember even chupa host wangu, most of people, they were coming, they were Ilipani ladies. It's some, they were like, I didn't even know that they are lesbians. So they'll come, maybe some they're coming to pay rent, or some they have some their business, they're coming over there. And so some will request, actually, can I hug her? So I didn't know. I was like, nakubali, no, hakuna shida, you can hug me. And of course, alikuwa nakataa. I'm like, it's just a hug, what's the issue with that? So kumbe yeye anawajua. So yeah, and I remember, I think at one point nilihagwa na moja, and like vile mtu anakuhug and then kwenye napeleka mkono, I'm like, and that was it. Then the drug users, so ile harufu inakugonga, it's like even saizi I can tell you, how marijuana inanuka, how coke inanuka. Yeah, because of it's so rampant. The other thing is because I remember even at work, even in my first job, the first place where I went to work, I applied for a job and I was called for interview, and my HR was, she was a she, if that's the right thing to say. She was a she. So I didn't even know. So I'm there, nimeona jina yake, and like over here it's hard to tell because names over here unaweza kuta jina ni ya jamaa but ni ya dem, but ni dem ama ni dem evil, so it's hard to tell. There's some names that are unisex. So in the interview, everything, if given time orientation, like that. And I'm here, I'm like, when I'm looking at her, I'm like, she's a woman. But again, whatever she's saying and the way she's dressed, it's like a man. So, and then kidogo, like in the process of some story and that, she's mentioning about my husband, and I'm like, I thought you were a woman. So yeah, that was another thing. It's like people, they don't hide it over here. Like by the time I was coming from Kenya, most people, they were not speaking out. Like they were still undercover. Yes, I knew kuna lesbians, kuna mahomos, like all that, but they were undercover. Very few walikuwa wamejitokeza on, and it's not that like wamesema like unasikia tu fununu kwa net and all that. But over here, it's everywhere. Because I remember the HR was, she was a homo. My supervisor was a homo. My colleague was a homo, and that's quite short. Like in the whole store, over like we were like maybe like 100+ employees. I think 50% or 50+ of them they were. Yeah, that's how it was. It's like everywhere. So even at times it's hard to unashanga, how will you identify somebody? Like you don't even want to say something first or comment something because you don't know of their sexual identity. Yeah. Another thing that I was shocked, I got was a shock. What is it? But when I was coming, nyumbani, we are not used to that. The kind of the eating the foods, like eating so much out. Huku it's everywhere. It's like it's everywhere. They eat nje sana, like 70+ of the time they eat it's out, not home cooked food. Yeah, that was another thing. Because even when I arrived kwa hostu wangu, I don't know even how many times we were cooking, but I was trying as much as possible, since me I like home cooked food and the taste buds. Like nakongo, like I was eating some food, I'm like, what actually kitu nilichukia sana is like sausages. Even up to date, I don't eat sausages, and if I eat, I have to cook it in a mixture that way to dilute. Because one thing, the level of sodium is so high. The level of fat, iko juu sana, plus the taste, it's just taste different. That I think I'll be sharing that later, maybe in future. Well, I might be even sharing some foods over here. So that one it's something different that I'll be sharing outside. Another thing that I was shocked with, it's like people here, like Monday through Friday, you don't even see so many people here. Like kwa nyumba moja, like it can be having cars, sijui gari kama ngapi, because over here car is basic. So if in a given house you can find, maybe if there's 4 adults, the probability of that house having 4 cars is very high. It's like 75+% probability. Yeah, because it's kind of basic. So but kitu ilinishangaza ni when I was trying to go to church. Most churches over here, they are so big, but they are so empty. Like I remember the first church I went, it was like Methodist something, I don't even remember the name. And when you go there, the people that are there, you can count them. You can literally count it. It's a big church, but you can count. And when it comes to young people, you can handpick them like this. You can pick them. So young people, it's like young people don't go to church. And when I say young people, it's between maybe 0 to 50 years. Because when I was going to that church, ulikuwa unaona tu watu wazee, people between above 60, 70, 80. And it's not, they're not many, it's like just a few. The church service here, especially from white, it's a service of 1 hour to 2 hours. Yeah. So on Sundays, barabara ziko empty, hakuna watu. And hapo ndo unajua kwa boma fulani wako na magari ngapi or kuna occupants wangapi, because that's when you see the cars ziko. Yeah. That's it. Another thing, you know, back at home we were thinking, especially I remember my eldest sister, when she was saying, she was telling me a story about a friend that was narrating about how America iko hakuna vumbi, you can't find insects, you can't find what. Let me tell you, nilifika huko, mosquitoes, they were eating me. Like ile bila tu aibu zinakuuma direct, like they're so I think during summer and spring, summer and partly of fall kuna wadudu. Winter, because of the weather, it's because of being extreme, so cold, ni hard uone wadudu. But wadudu tulipatana na wao. Ile yenye walikuwa nasema ati it's a land of what you don't find ziko. Kunguni ziko kwa wingi, na usiambie mtu. As a matter of fact, nimeona kunguni na macho yangu, zimeniuma, zimenikula na zimetembea kwa nguo yangu. Kama unataka evidence, I will show you there. Yeah, ziko. I remember, I think in job I got a kunguni from job. It was during winter, of course, kuna baridi, so hapo ndio you do the layering, unavaa manguo kwa wingi. So ukishafika job, because it's AC, so it's kuna joto, you don't need hizo nguo zenye ulikuwa umevaa. There was a place where we were hanging our jackets, because you have umekama umelea kwa in your locker, you can't, it was probably use it to share hapo. So me one day nimeenda kwa nyumba and I was in bed relaxing. I think I saw a bed bag, but it was so dry and so ilikuwa imestawi. I saw it on my jacket and I was like, wow. And where I was, my house was very clean, so nikajua obvious si huku na that jacket I had gone nayo job, so nikajua nilitoa hii kunguni kazini. Yeah. Another thing, nilisema about food, nitaongelelea. I will talk more about it in future. Another thing, what is it? The language here, like people over here, most of them, they're so disrespectful. Cussing, it's so rampant, like they cuss, especially kids, and I've experienced that so many times. And they don't have no respect to the elders. And even as I remember the young girl, like, yeah, Kastana Khan, then she was 10 years, 10 or 9 years. And she was like so rude even to the parents. Like, this is a girl and it's her grandparents, somebody was 9 years and it's her grandparents, at school. And those are kuongelesha and you're walking right, you literally don't care. Wow. And because they have been given so much freedom and rights, anakwambia at a call to DSS, that is DSS, it's DH, and it's something to do with children, because in different states kuna vile tu wanaita different names. Anakwambia atawapigia, ama she or she can report you shule, ama because even when in the mails, kama kuna mtoto kwa mailbox, they receive the letter and wanasema mzazi yako kuharass, kama anakuwa abuse, ama either mzazi ama your elder ama your care, whoever the person ama guardian, whoever mnakana yeye, you can call this number. That's how much kids have been given freedom. But you know what? Me being a Kenyan woman, I have a toddler, and he's two years and was born in May, so he's 24 plus 3, he's 27 months. But guess what? Kiboko anajua when mama says, when I put on that look and I say, hey, don't know who's the mama here? He knows when I put on that look, ain't ready to joke. So, and he better know mapema. And I always say that, I know he doesn't understand, but I'm like, hey kijana, you better behave, ama I'll pack you na nikupeleka Lodwa ama Turkana. Yeah, I'm sorry to mention this kwa watu wa Turkana that wako nini, but basically back at home we know that in those arid and semi-arid areas people suffer. from hunger, margin, and from poverty. We know poverty back in our country, it's real, especially in some areas. So afadhali ajue mapema ndo in future asikuja bado kuni atananiletea nyoko nani who gave birth to you, nani alikuzaa. I just wanna be like my mama, because mamangu alikuwa anauliza tutajua leo between wewe na nani alizaa mwingine. That was my mama. And me, that's the same thing I'm using to my son. I'm like, between me and you, tutajua nani alizaa mwingine. I'm going to spoil you. I'm going to provide for you everything and anything that I feel like you need, and it's good for you, for either for your education, for your learning, for your kujibamba. But hey, lazima kuwa discipline. That area yenye ameniweza nayo ni kukula, enyewe kukula nayo tu ameniweza. Anyway, that's how kids over here, they're spoiled. They're spoiled. Another thing I was shocked about is like, these parents, even them, they are spoiled. They are so bad spoiled that they spoiled their own kids too, and they don't even have no time for their kids. So mtoto wa elementary school, junior classes, ako class 1, class 2, class 3, class 4, class 5, they have phones. Now it's not a cheap phone. Most of them, you see them with iPhones. Na si eti iPhone sijui gani, hata sikumbuki. You see them with iPhone 10, iPhone 9, iPhone 8, iPhone ya 500 plus, you see. Even some, I remember the last case I had, nilikuwa na patient wa, I think she was 10 or 11 years, na alikuwa na iPhone 11. Na sisi mimi nilikuwa na ka Samsung kangu. Na parents, I don't even think they had, walikuwa na either maybe iPhone, I think they had iPhone 8. Yani mtoto ako na simu mzuri kuliko wazazi. And you know what she was saying? She was requesting, I want for my Christmas, either it was Christmas or my birthday, alikuwa anaitisha smartwatch. Na yenye alikuwa anaitisha, it's 600 plus. I'm like, yeah, hiyo ndio level iko. But I can't say hata mimi sija spoil. You see, when you are uko mahali, at times you kind of tend to flow with it, but yeah, but mimi sijanunulia wangu hivyo. I only a tablet that can keep busy when I'm studying or when I don't want to be bothered, because I work at night. So when I come from work, I need to sleep, and him there, he needs to be entertained. So nikikuja, when I come from work and I feed him, I give him maybe a bottle of milk and I change his diaper, I need to catch up with my sleep for 2 to 3 hours. So and most definitely atakuwa awake ama ataamka. So I just put a tablet there just to buy maybe an extra 20 minutes or 30 minutes ya kulala, ndo nikiamka tupambane na yeye. Hivyo ndio US iko. Another thing that I realized, government imespoil watu wake, and I think this one too, I will talk more about it in one of my videos. I will just talk more about it in future. But the government here imespoil watu to a point that if you are not employed, or if you are employed and you lose your job, you can apply for unemployment. And even this is so evident during this COVID. Most people, like when they said that because if you're not working because you got fired, or because of where you are working business, maybe the business was shut down, because of most things were shut down, or because you got sick, or because you're taking care of somebody who was sick, but they didn't give a time frame. So the government inalipa watu for 50 weeks. 50 weeks, niambia 50 weeks, hiyo ni mwaka mzima. People being paid for unemployment, pandemic unemployment, so they get that. And wanalipwa pesa. Unakuta most of these people when wanalipwa probably walikuwa ni CNAs working in the gas station, a restaurant, like that. So probably they wanalipwa around, let's say maybe less than $20 per hour. Guess how much they are paid? You were paid 600 per week. Mtu asikia analipwa 600 per week, akaenda kazi. So even as we're speaking now, most people, those that they didn't get, that lost job, or like early last year due to COVID, analipwa, ataenda kutafuta kazi na analipwa na mshahara inaingia. So that's how the government has spoiled people over here. To make it worse, kuna child tax, kuna child. It's crazy over here. I'm sorry for this. To make it worse, kuna food stamp. I think those that get food stamps, I think zilikuwa increased. I don't get food stamps, so I'm not sure about that, but it was increased because ilikuwa kwa news. Those that work, women, infant, children. If you are a woman and you are pregnant or you have an infant, kuna ile assistance you get, food kidogo. Yeah, I think it was increased here. People, kuna ile like what do we call housing. I think there are people who get house assistance wanalipiwa nyumba na government at because you're not making enough money. There are people who get insurance ya bure because you go to hospital bure because you're not making enough, ama uko age fulani, like that. So sasa like niambia, you get transport bure, you get food, most of the food stuff bure, unalipiwa nyumba, unapata health insurance. Will these people work? So most people, they don't work, because if they getting all that, and here most are Mexicans and citizens who are huko. What else? So that's how people have been spoiled over here. What else? Kumekuwa na hiyo kusaidiwa bills after the pandemic, and even before that. I think even before, some people they apply for assistance. So niambie, you are getting unemployment due to pandemic, 600 per week. Unapata unalipwa nyumba hiyo ya shelter, unapata food stamp, probably unapata hiyo Medicare, Medicaid, hiyo medical insurance, unapata upate transport free, unapata bills assistance, unasaidiwa kulipa bills due to the pandemic. Niambia, mtu atarudi kazi kweli? Yeah, there are people like that. Unfortunately, sio kila mtu kupata hiyo, because somebody like me siwezi pata. I can get some of those things, but sio zote. Yeah, I don't qualify for zote, because one thing, lazima probably ukwe citizen, ama ukwe, kuna limitation due. I came here through green card. So if you get some, and it's called government liability, you are being a public charge to the government if you get those kind of assistance. So like somebody like me, I don't get the medical cover at the shelter thing, the housing something, I don't get that. I can get that. Kuna vitu, there are things that you don't get, even though iko. So huku you see people hanging, wanna demonstrate. Kama ile time ya sijui ya George Floyd, what people, they are busy working and destroying. It's because they are spoiled. The government has spoiled them. Yeah, people, they can afford to be working. Seem to anaenda nje rioting and everything. Some they are peaceful, some they are doing destruction, and not reporting to work because they know government got my. So even though you go, but other than that, this clip, I didn't mean ikuwe mrefu hivyo, imekuwa so long that I intended to. So what I just want to say is bye bye. I'll see you in my next video. But before that, I don't know. No, I take it over. No, I take it over.